Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Corbin Russwin N15 6-pin-10. This is a key blank is what it is. Not real common for me to sell, but I can see that this college we're shipping to obviously has an N15 keyway. This client ordered a box of 50. There we go. I don't know that these are required to be sold in boxes of 50, although they might be. These keyways that are probably considered not very common, and I'm not saying the N15 is not common, but in my experience it is not. You might have to buy 50. That's what a 6-pin 10 N15 looks like. Attempt to at least show you on the camera the profile of the blank a little bit. Let's dissect the part number. There is a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet or Product Catalog, one of the two. In dissecting the part number, according to page 1, what Corbin Russwin likes to see is the key section first, N15. Dash, 6-pin. Obviously, it's going to be a 6-pin length blank. The -10 means that it is a standard bow shape in the typical coined feature on the top of the blank, company logo. Okay, that's what this is. Now, when you get into the key sections of Corbin Russwin, to say that there are scores of them would be an understatement over the decades. 5, 6, or 7-pin. If the class of the keyway permits a 7-pin, you can order that. And then finally, the different bow heads are there, 10, 11, 12, 13. The large bow material that's there, etc. You can't get every option on every key section. Having read the Corbin Russwin cylinder manual, you're not going to get a security bow on a non-security blank and things of that nature. Okay, now the page 2 will show you the N15 where it falls into place in the N series reverse, and you'll see exactly where it falls into in that multiplex structure. So you're going to see that the N15 is a reverse of the obverse key blanks, and what that means is it's symmetrically opposite. So your profile of the key blank is going to be symmetrically the opposite way. That's the bottom line. That's easy to understand. As you can see from that page, you'll do a 5, 6, or 7 pin. It's an N-class bitting, and that's going to be very important to... it may be important for you to know. There is that cylinder manual that I will direct you to later, that if you are into Corbin Russwin keying, you will either be very familiar with it or might say to yourself, I wish someone had told me about that 100 years ago, because it's the manual by which you can understand Corbin Russwin keying. Not only their keyways, the keying, the lineage of Corbin and Russwin and Corbin Russwin, their IC core, their master ring, and it basically teaches you the fundamentals of how to key that material, which is really tremendous. Corbin Russwin has a very unique system when it comes to, I don't know that it's unique, but their system of pinning interchangeable core, from my limited experience, is a Corbin Russwin unique system. Master ring is discussed, other features such as brinks. A brinks feature to a cylinder is listed there. Now, the multiplex of the N15, basically without getting into it too deeply, you can see that an N15 and an N26 will be passed by that multi-section key blank into each cylinder, and that logic continues on down for the other 6 keyways. The multi-section key and all-section key, those are keys only, not cylinders. You would only purchase cylinder keyways in the 8 keyways down below. And there is an N28, which would be a simplex keyway. So an easy way to explain the multiplex system would be that you can only generate so many theoretical possible biddings or differs, I think is what they say in England, different change key possibilities mathematically, just a few thousand. Well, if you had a property that, or an installation that was 10,000 key blanks, you could take that bidding list of so many thousand, literally copy it, run it through a different section, like in this case, let's run it through an N26. You got one building N15, one building N26. You as the property manager can walk around with the N15 26M multi-section key blank and pass everywhere. Okay. The downside of multi-section or all-section key blanks is that, and it wouldn't occur in Corbin Russwin, but in keyways that you can get from your home centers, if they're walking around cutting C through K, all-section key blanks that can pass into, I'm using Schlage as an example. If they're taking a C or an E or whatever and cutting copies on all-section key blanks, that's a real compromise of security, because now you've got biddings on a multi-section or all-section key blank that can pass different locks. So you'll want to be mindful of how you really distribute a system if you were creating one, in terms of how you will go about controlling who has copies of keys and who has multi-section key blanks, because that multi-section could go everywhere. The opposite side of that is the simplex keyway, meaning the keyway that is entered by no other section key blank. You would use that in installations where you absolutely must prevent the possibility of someone's key operating it, and you prevent that keyway from operating in it because the key won't even go into the cylinder. That's how you prevent it. Only an N28 blank will go into an N28 cylinder is what I'm trying to say. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Corbin Russwin products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog and that cylinder service manual. I would highly recommend you get into it if you are an amateur locksmith, if you are someone who's interested in getting into locksmithing more. That is a seminal document in the terms of the universe of locksmithing. And it's not so much because it's Corbin Russwin specific, because of the swath that Corbin and Corbin Russwin have created through the decades of locks. To not be familiar with, at some level, the footprint that they have left and continue to leave with their keying systems over the several decades would leave you, just not aware of what they do. And you have to be aware of what they do. So any questions on the 6-pin, N15 6-pin 10 key blank? This should be a nickel silver blank. They don't indicate it. I'm going to think that it's nickel silver, meaning it will be a rather than brass. Meaning it will be a more durable key blank. You could file this down, and if you see that brass color could be just a coating on this. I would guess it's nickel silver. It's a higher caliber material to use for a key blank, a bit tougher than just simply brass. Anyway, any questions on this or any other Corbin Russwin key blank or product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.